kind of moment of feeling like, I don't know, like, did I do the wrong thing? Especially thinking about like, oh, what I work on now feels really important to me most of the time, but then like sometimes I have these feelings of like I broke a rule. And I think that just got me thinking a lot about getting divorced, because so that was something that happened basically like halfway through, or maybe even less than halfway, like towards the beginning of my PhD program, I got divorced. And it was like a big shit show, as I'm sure most divorces are. But it put me through the process of like basically breaking down all the parts of, well, a lot of the parts of me that were really into being approved of and following the rules, because I had done that my whole life. And then I was breaking a really big rule by getting divorced. And the way that I was getting divorced was breaking its own set of rules, because I had met somebody else and I was leaving in a kind of like scandalous way. And I was like 24. So it was really an intense experience. But I was realizing the other day when I was thinking about this stuff and the postdoc and, just feeling feelings, I was like, oh, I was training myself at that point to get more comfortable breaking the rules, because later I was going to need to be able to do that in order to start this business, because it's not following the rules to get your PhD and then go become a life coach and then create a coaching business and then post pictures of yourself in lingerie on the internet and talk to women about how to feel sexier and to recover from sexual assault. The truth is, everyone I know from my academic side of life has been overwhelmingly supportive of my business, and they like want the work that we do kind of over in the ivory tower to come out and to be like accessible to people. And I think in their most generous moments think that that's what I'm doing. And in my most confident moments, I agree. But then, there's this part of me still that is constantly like, oh, I broke a rule. And I think it's so interesting to think about the ways that basically like we teach ourselves from like past versions of us and past experiences that we've had, and that we can almost draw on that to lead us toward where we're headed next. I think I needed to go through this experience when I was younger of really kind of shattering an identity as the one who follows the rules, and emerge as something else, like I wasn't even really sure what, but it wouldn't have been possible to create Uncover without that. And then the process of Uncover itself ended up being basically like the story of what I had done to heal, but condensed and a little bit more straightforward and a little bit more fun. And so now I'm so grateful that I let go of that part of my identity. It obviously still comes up where I'm like talking about it today, but I don't see it as holding me back, and thinking that, there is this kind of freedom that was on the other side. And it did require a kind of breaking apart of what had felt like it was keeping me safe before. And it turned out that breaking the rules, creating a new way, creating my own business, being the one who talks about the things you're not really supposed to talk about online, being the one who bridges the gap between this like dense esoteric feminist theory and like feeling sexy in your body every day through these kind of like online programs and coaching actually ended up being, the way that I was supposed to use my PhD. But I could never have guessed that at the beginning. And I don't think I would have had the courage to break the mold and do it this way if I hadn't exercised the muscle of feeling disapproved of and knowing that it would be okay, of getting divorced, feeling like it was a mess, feeling like everyone was judging me, and knowing it was going to be okay. And I still got to have a beautiful life afterward. I still got to be myself. I still got to live out my dream.